The 1980s. The decade of neon big hair and endless summer days where the only thing that mattered was what toy you could get your hands on. If you were a kid back then, stepping into your bedroom felt like stepping into your very own stage. The music blaring from your cassette player, the walls plastered with posters, and the toys. Oh, the toys. They weren't just playthings. They were passports to another world. Today, we're looking at 10 toys that made every 80s kid feel like a rock star. The ones that made us dream big, dance wild, and maybe even believe we were destined for a sold-out stadium. 1. The electric guitar toy, like the rockin' guitar. It all started with a plastic guitar and the power of imagination. These toys promised you could shred solos without knowing a single chord. They often had flashing lights, giant buttons, and sometimes even little pre-recorded riffs that made you feel like a stage legend. Back then, rock music was everywhere, on the radio, in movies, and in your friend's bedroom. Strumming that guitar, you could almost hear the crowd roar. It didn't matter that your fingers fumbled the chords. The sound effects did all the work. Kids would compete in living rooms, pretending their siblings were screaming fans. Some models even had foot pedals and detachable microphones, adding to the illusion. They were small, colorful, and often slightly too loud, but they captured the spirit of rock and roll in a way no other toy could. Eventually, these toys faded, as real musical instruments became cheaper and more accessible, and video games began to steal attention. Still, for a few bright, noisy hours, every 80s kid could be a rock star. Datsun karaoke machines. Before TikTok and YouTube, there was a toy that let you sing your heart out, the karaoke machine. These clunky plastic devices often had a built-in microphone and a tape deck to play your favorite songs. Kids could belt out pop hits, heavy metal riffs, or power ballads to an audience of stuffed animals. Some machines even allowed you to record your own voice, making every living room a makeshift recording studio. Parties at school or in the neighborhood were incomplete without one. The magic of these machines was in their simplicity. Press play, sing, and imagine the applause. Parents often complained about the noise, but for kids, it was freedom. By the late 80s, these toys started to disappear, replaced by portable cassette players and boomboxes, which were easier to share but didn't have the same stage feeling. 3. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It might not look musical, but these battling robots brought the same adrenaline as performing on stage. 2 robots controlled by fists would punch, block, and eventually send the opponent's head flying. For an 80s kid, winning felt like scoring the final note of a perfect concert. They were loud, colorful, and incredibly satisfying. Friends would gather around the table, cheering as one robot fell. The simplicity was brilliant. You didn't need batteries, microphones, or cords, just skill and timing. These toys captured the competitive spirit of the era. But by the 90s, action figures and video games took over, and the robots were boxed away in attics. Still, they remain a symbol of pure, unfiltered childhood fun. First Casio keyboards. Nothing said rock star in training like a mini Casio keyboard. Even if you didn't know a single note, pressing the keys and hearing instant music made you feel like a genius composer. These keyboards often came with pre-recorded rhythms, rock, disco, salsa, you name it. You could play along, improvise, or just pretend you were performing at Madison Square Garden. Some kids spent hours trying to master the tiny piano keys, learning the basics of melody and rhythm along the way. It was educational, entertaining, and instantly cool. Eventually, the sound chips and cheap plastic started to feel outdated, and personal computers began offering more advanced music-making options. But for those afternoons in the living room, it was pure rockstar magic. 5. Microphones with built-in tape recorders. These were the ultimate Your Voice Matters toys. Simple yet revolutionary, these microphones allowed kids to record themselves singing, telling stories, or hosting imaginary radio shows. You could play back your own voice, layering it with friends' harmonies or sound effects. It wasn't just a toy, it was a stage, a studio, and a memory maker all in one. Many kids carried them everywhere, performing on sidewalks, playgrounds, and living rooms alike. The thrill of hearing yourself amplified was intoxicating. Over time, Cassette players and boomboxes became more sophisticated, and the standalone recording mic became a nostalgic memory of earlier childhood days. 6. Walkie-talkies. Walkie-talkies weren't musical, but for 80s kids, they were all about connection and drama. Imagine whispering, "We're live in 5, 4, 3, to a friend on the other side of the neighborhood, feeling like a secret agent or band manager coordinating a tour. These radios allowed for adventures, pranks, and messages that felt thrillingly private. For a rock star mindset, it was the perfect tool to communicate backstage, to coordinate with your crew, or just to shout your latest song lyrics to a friend. They were chunky, colorful, and sometimes unpredictable. Nothing beat the static and crackle of a distant signal. Walkie-talkies gradually became outdated as cordless phones and cell phones appeared, but they remained symbols of youthful ingenuity and connection. 7. Glam rock dress-up kits. Nothing completes the rock star fantasy like the right outfit. These dress-up kits were full of sparkly jackets, oversized sunglasses, studded belts, and sometimes even toy guitars. Kids could mix and match to create their ultimate stage persona. Parties, bedrooms, and school plays were transformed into arenas of glitter and attitude. Some sets even included fake microphones and light-up accessories, turning any room into a spotlighted stage. These toys let children explore self-expression and confidence in ways few other toys could. As fashion trends evolved and electronic toys gained popularity, these kits slowly disappeared. But for one afternoon, you could be anyone. A pop icon, a metal god, or a teen idol, or a teen. 8. Tape decks and boomboxes. Every 80s rock star needed their soundtrack. Portable tape decks and boomboxes brought music to the streets, sidewalks, and parks. Cranking up your favorite song and striking a pose made you feel like the lead singer of a top band. They were bulky, often battery-hungry, but endlessly entertaining. Kids would record mixtapes, swap tapes with friends, and battle for the loudest, most impressive sound. Boombox culture defined playground concerts. With the arrival of CDs and MP3 players, these machines fell out of favor, but for a moment, they were the ultimate music companions. For pop star dolls, like Gem the Holograms. These dolls weren't just toys, they were mini-stage performers. With outfits, glittery accessories, and storylines of their own, they let kids play out their dream rock star lives. Each doll came with personality, music, and a fantasy world to explore. They encouraged storytelling, singing, and performing, bridging the gap between imagination and the music industry. Collecting them was as thrilling as collecting records or posters. Over time, tastes shifted, and these dolls were replaced by video games and other forms of interactive entertainment. But they remain a vivid memory for 80s kids chasing the glamour of the stage. 10. Guitar Hero. Predecessors, air guitar and rock band kits. Okay, maybe not fully toys, but kits that let kids play air guitar or assemble cardboard drum sets felt revolutionary. You could strum, drum, and sing along without ever learning real instruments. It was all about performance, flair, and showmanship. Neighbors watched impromptu concerts, siblings fought over solos, and living rooms became arenas. These toys vanished as video games took over, offering more structured musical challenges. But for a fleeting moment, everyone could be a rock legend. And there you have it, 10 toys that made every 80s kid feel like a rock star. From guitars that flashed with every chord, to dolls with glittery dreams, these toys weren't just fun. They were experiences, memories, and little glimpses into a world of imagination. Did one of your favorites make the list? Or is there a hidden gem we forgot? Drop a comment below, relive those memories. And if you loved this trip down memory lane, hit that like button and subscribe for more nostalgic journeys. After all, the 80s may be gone, but the music and the magic lives on.